They told you aging meant slowing down, losing your spark, saying goodbye to intimacy, vitality, and that youthful glow you once had. But they were wrong, dead wrong. Hi, I'm Dr. Emma, a men's health expert with over 30 years of experience, walking alongside thousands of older adults across the country. I've seen firsthand what truly happens when we stop settling for decline and start nourishing our bodies in the right way. And what I've discovered might just change everything for you. Because contrary to what most believe, you don't need prescriptions, hormone therapy, or expensive treatments to reignite your energy and restore closeness in your golden years. No, the truth is simpler. In fact, it's sweet, it's natural, and it's sitting right there in your fridge. We're talking about 4 everyday fruits that can naturally improve circulation, boost libido, restore intimacy, and renew your connection, both to your body and your partner, even well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. These fruits don't just taste good. They heal, they fuel, they awaken something inside you that time may have dimmed, but never destroyed. So, if you've ever felt that spark flicker, if you've ever whispered to yourself, "Is this just what aging feels like?" I want to tell you, no, it's not. And in just a moment, I'll reveal exactly which 4 fruits they are, and how to use them to feel more alive, more connected, and more confident in your own skin again. But first, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you never miss these powerful health insights made just for you, your life, your body, your age. And if you find this helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. I read every reply, and I'm here to keep improving, for you. Now let's dive into the first fruit. It's a humble, everyday snack, but inside its skin lies the power to transform blood flow and revive dormant desire. Red grapes, the flow restorer. There was a time early in my practice when I truly believed only medications could restore blood flow in aging patients. But then, something unexpected happened. I started listening more closely to the patients who seemed to defy aging. You know the ones, vibrant in their 60s, still passionate in their 70s, and emotionally connected in their 80s. What were they doing differently? One powerful clue kept appearing, again and again. Red grapes. Not some exotic root from a foreign jungle, not a lab-created pill, just red grapes. A fruit we've all seen 1,000 times, never realizing the quiet magic they carry. These vibrant little fruits may seem ordinary, but they hold a compound so effective it could be considered nature's own circulation booster. It's called resveratrol, a powerful antioxidant that works deep within your blood vessels. It helps them relax and expand, letting more oxygen-rich blood flow where it's needed most: your heart, your muscles, your brain, and yes, your intimate areas. Because here's the truth. As we age, one of the first places blood flow decreases is the lower body. That's why you might notice cold feet, less responsiveness during intimacy, fatigue that hits faster than it used to. It's not just age, it's circulation loss. And when blood can't move freely, neither can energy, neither can desire, neither can connection. But red grapes, they help restore that freedom. For older men, the daily intake of red grapes has shown promising results in improving erectile strength and duration. That's because resveratrol naturally enhances nitric oxide, a compound crucial for triggering and maintaining erections. And unlike synthetic drugs, grapes do it gently, without the side effects or dependency. For women, red grapes increase vascular sensitivity to the pelvic region. As estrogen declines with age, circulation and sensation often decline too. This fruit gently supports what's fading, bringing back comfort, warmth, and a deeper emotional experience during intimacy. It's not just about restoring function, it's about reviving feeling. I've had older couples come back to me, sometimes with tears in their eyes, surprised by how such a simple habit could bring back such a big part of their lives. And every time, I smile, because it's not a miracle, it's good science, and even better choices. So, If you're reaching for something sweet in the afternoon, why not make it life-giving? Grab a bowl of red grapes, eat them slowly, let them remind you of what your body is still capable of. And guess what? We're just getting started. Because the next fruit on this list isn't just a defender of circulation, it's the guardian of your kidneys, and the secret to eliminating one of the biggest intimacy killers no one talks about. Are you ready? Cranberries, the kidney guardian. If there's one fruit I used to underestimate, it was the cranberry. For years I brushed it off, just a tart little side dish at Thanksgiving. Pretty in a sauce, maybe a juice blend, but forgettable. I couldn't have been more wrong, because over time, as I continued listening to my older patients, the ones who still felt strong, vibrant, and deeply connected to their partners, this tiny fruit kept showing up in their routines. Curious, I dove deeper into the research. What I discovered changed everything I thought I knew. You see, cranberries aren't just tangy berries with a festive flavor. They're one of the most powerful natural protectors of your kidneys and urinary system, two areas that quietly shape an older adult's energy, comfort, and yes, their ability to enjoy intimacy. Here's what most people don't realize. When kidney function starts to decline, and it often does with age, your body begins to slow down in invisible ways. Toxins build up, circulation slows. Inflammation creeps into places we don't always talk about. And the result? Lower energy, bladder discomfort, a drop in sexual desire, and for men, a direct hit to erection strength and stamina. But this is where cranberries become heroes. They step in as natural defenders, rich in proanthocyanidins, compounds that do something extraordinary. They reduce inflammation. They clear and protect the urinary tract. And they support the health of blood vessels, especially around the pelvic region. And when blood flows better, connection becomes possible again. For men, this often translates to stronger, more reliable erections, because healthy kidney function supports blood pressure regulation and nitric oxide production, two essential ingredients for sexual performance. For women, cranberries can mean reduced irritation, more comfort, and greater confidence during intimacy. But it's not just about physical relief. It's about emotional safety, the kind that allows a couple to feel close without the silent burden of chronic discomfort. Let me share a story. A woman in her early 70s came to me, quietly suffering. She was dealing with recurrent urinary tract issues, dry intimacy, a deep sense of embarrassment and disconnection from her husband. She told me she felt broken, that her body no longer belonged to her, and most painfully, that she no longer felt desirable. We made just one change. We added cranberries to her diet. That's it. A handful of dried cranberries in her salad each day. A few ounces of unsweetened cranberry juice with breakfast. Small changes, big results. Within weeks, she came back glowing. Her body was more comfortable. Her confidence began returning. And her husband? He noticed too, not just the physical changes, but the emotional openness that followed. Because when you remove pain and pressure from the picture, connection becomes easier. This is the kind of healing most people overlook, the kind that doesn't come in a bottle or a prescription pad. So here's what I want you to remember. Cranberries may be small, but they are mighty. They guard your kidneys, protect your urinary system, and quietly restore the freedom to feel again. So whether it's a handful of cranberries stirred into your oatmeal or a refreshing splash of juice in the morning, this fruit absolutely deserves a place in your daily rhythm. Because it's not just about preserving organs, it's about preserving connection with your partner, with your body, and with the parts of yourself that you thought had faded away. But what if I told you, there's a fruit that doesn't just protect your inside, it ignites your inner fire? A fruit that wakes up your energy, balances your hormones, and helps your body remember exactly what it was made for? Up next, we'll explore the sunlit secret that older adults are rediscovering, and how it might just turn your mornings into a source of strength, vitality, and quiet joy again. Papaya, the energy awakener. There's something about papaya that just feels like sunshine. Maybe it's the warm golden orange color. Maybe it's how it melts in your mouth with that soft, tropical sweetness. Or maybe, just maybe, it's because papaya reminds us that healing doesn't have to be hard. It can be gentle, it can be natural, and yes, it can be delicious. But beyond its tropical taste, papaya holds a hidden strength that most people over 60 have no idea exists. It's one of the most powerful fruits for rekindling male vitality, restoring full-body circulation, and reviving hormonal balance, especially for those who feel like their spark is fading. I remember one older gentleman, a retired school principal, smart, disciplined, dedicated. He came into my office frustrated. He wasn't sleeping well. His energy was flat, and intimacy with his wife had become more memory than reality. He said, "Doc, I'm doing everything right. I'm eating clean. I'm walking every day, but I still feel empty." That's when we introduced papaya. Just a cup every morning, blended with a little Greek yogurt. Nothing radical, nothing expensive. And within a few weeks, he came back into my office smiling and blushing. "Something's changed," he said. His eyes lit up. He felt awake again, not just physically, but emotionally. His wife noticed too. That's what papaya does. So, what makes this fruit so powerful? Papaya is packed with vitamin A, for immune function and skin renewal. Vitamin C, a potent antioxidant that supports vascular health. Vitamin E, essential for hormone regulation, and a powerful enzyme called papain, which aids digestion, reduces inflammation, and supports nutrient absorption. But here's where papaya really stands out. It helps stimulate natural testosterone production and improves blood vessel flexibility and oxygen delivery. For older men, this means firmer, longer-lasting erections, more sustainable physical energy, and less reliance on artificial performance enhancers. Papaya supports your body's natural rhythms, helping it remember how to perform and how to enjoy life again. And for women, papaya is just as valuable. It gently balances estrogen levels, improves pelvic circulation, and reduces symptoms like dryness and discomfort during intimacy. More than that, it supports the adrenal glands, which regulate stress and energy. That means fewer mood swings, better sleep, and deeper, calmer moments of connection. It's not just a fruit, it's a whole-body support system. What I love most about papaya is how approachable it is. You don't need a fancy supplement or complicated recipe. Just cut it open, scoop it with a spoon, and let it nourish you from the inside out. It's like feeding your body a quiet reminder every morning. You're still alive, you still matter, you're not done yet. It doesn't promise fireworks, but it often delivers something more meaningful. Vitality, warmth. The desire to connect again, and sometimes, that's all it takes to restore what time tried to take away. So, if you're looking for more than just better circulation, if you want to wake up each day with more energy, strength, and purpose, papaya might just be your perfect morning ritual. But we're not done yet. Because just when you think fruit can't offer more, there's one more on this list that works on your heart, your hormones, and your emotions. A fruit that doesn't just support intimacy, it gently opens the door to it and helps you sleep better, love deeper, and reconnect with yourself and your partner on a level you thought had passed. Cherries, the intimacy booster. There's something deeply comforting about a bowl of cherries. Maybe it's the color, that deep, almost velvet red. Maybe it's the way they force you to slow down, to savor, to feel. Because cherries aren't just eaten, they're experienced. And what they do inside your body is even more powerful than what you taste on your tongue. Years ago, I worked with a couple in their late 60s, married for over 40 years. They still loved each other deeply, but something had changed. The husband told me, quietly, almost shamefully, that he felt disconnected from his body, sluggish, frustrated. He wasn't the man he used to be, and deep down he feared his best days were behind him. His wife, gentle and patient, nodded. She missed the intimacy they once shared, but never wanted to pressure him. They still held hands, but their spark? It felt distant. They came to me looking for help, but they didn't want medication. They wanted something natural, something respectful of their journey. I recommended cherries. Yes, cherries. Based on emerging research I had seen about cherries' incredible effects on circulation, inflammation, and even sexual response, I knew this fruit was more powerful than most people realized. They didn't expect much, but they were open. And 2 months later, they returned to my office, more affectionate, more energized, and laughing like newlyweds. I smiled, because I knew why. Cherries contain anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that do something remarkable: reduce inflammation in your arteries, increase nitric oxide production, and enhance vascular health throughout the entire body. That's not just good for your heart or brain. That's life-changing for your intimate health. For older men, cherries help improve blood flow to the penis, enhancing erection firmness, duration, and overall sexual responsiveness naturally, without the side effects or emotional pressure that come with synthetic pills. And for women, cherries support better circulation to the pelvic region, easing dryness, enhancing sensitivity, and making physical closeness more pleasurable, more comfortable, and more emotionally fulfilling. But it doesn't stop there. Cherries are one of the only fruits naturally rich in melatonin, the hormone that regulates deep, restorative sleep. And when you sleep better, your body performs better. Your hormones balance, your stress levels drop, and your emotional openness increases, the kind of openness that makes intimacy not just possible, but meaningful. These aren't just biological changes. They're the quiet ingredients of lasting connection. Because here's the truth: you can't force intimacy. You can't fake desire. But you can nourish it. You can create the conditions where it begins to bloom again. And cherries, in their soft, sweet simplicity, help make that possible. They soften your blood vessels, they support your hormonal rhythms, and they gently bring your mind and body back into sync, something that so many couples lose in the noise of aging. In a world filled with quick fixes, pills, and pressure, that kind of gentle, soul-deep healing feels like a gift. I've seen cherries change relationships, not by fixing everything overnight, but by opening the door to connection again, by reminding the body what it's capable of, and giving the heart permission to feel, truly feel, again. So tonight, when you sit down after a long day, consider a small bowl of cherries, not as dessert, but as an act of healing, a quiet promise to yourself, a way to say, I'm not giving up on connection, I'm inviting it back. And now that you've discovered these 4 powerful fruits, you might be wondering, how do I make this real in my life? How do you turn these small, vibrant gifts of nature into something that truly changes how you feel? That's exactly what we'll explore next, because what comes next will show you not just what to eat, but how to live. Here's how to start. Today, if you're still here with me, it means something inside you is ready for change. Maybe you've felt it lately, a quiet slowing down, a disconnection from the energy and intimacy you once enjoyed. Or maybe you're just tired of hearing that this is all part of getting old. But here's the truth no one else is telling you. Your body hasn't given up on you. It still wants to respond. It still wants to heal. And with the right nourishment, it absolutely can. That's why I love this approach. We're not talking about expensive hormone therapy. We're not pushing complicated supplement regimens or radical diets. We're talking about fruit, real, whole, natural fruit that your body already recognizes, fruit that carries information, not just nutrition, fruit that speaks to your cells like an old friend and whispers, it's time to feel alive again. So where do you start? Start small. In fact, I encourage you to pick just one of the 4 fruits we talked about. Yes, just one. Maybe it's a handful of red grapes in the afternoon, while you read or relax. Maybe it's dried cranberries sprinkled over your salad or oatmeal. Maybe it's scooping out a fresh papaya with breakfast, letting it melt in your mouth. Or maybe it's a few sweet cherries in the evening, right before bed, as you wind down and reflect. There is no wrong way to begin, and there is no pressure to do everything at once. What matters is consistency. Start giving your body a daily signal. I am choosing life. I am choosing connection. I am choosing to care because I still matter. And in the coming weeks, you may start to notice things, small things, beautiful things, warmer hands and feet, a clearer, sharper mind, deeper, more restful sleep, and maybe, just maybe, a quiet spark returning in those tender, intimate moments you'd almost forgotten. These are the signs. They are the whispers of vitality, saying, I never left. I've just been waiting for you to remember. And here's something else I've learned from decades of working with seniors across the country. It is never too late. I've seen men in their 70s reconnect with their partners after years of distance. I've seen women rediscover comfort and confidence in their bodies and feel beautiful again, not because they turned back the clock, but because they finally nourished the life they still had. So today, I want you to do something simple. Go to your fridge, open your fruit basket, or write down one of these fruits on your next grocery list. And this time, don't just see fruit as food. See it as a tool, a gift, a step forward. Let this be the day you begin, not because someone told you to, but because deep down, you know you deserve to feel good again, stronger, closer, more connected to yourself and to the one you love, because your story isn't over. In fact, the best chapters may be just beginning. Final thoughts. This is just the beginning. Sometimes we reach a point in life where we start to quietly accept less energy, less touch, less connection, not because we want to, but because it starts to feel like that's just how things are supposed to be when we get older. But I want to say something to you now, from one human being to another. That idea? It's simply not true. You are not finished, you are not too old, and your body? It has not given up on you. What we've talked about today may seem simple, just 4 fruits, but what they represent is something far greater. They are your daily invitation to remind your body of what it's capable of, to restore not just circulation, but confidence, not just intimacy, but a feeling of being fully alive. Think for a moment about everything your body has carried you through, the decades of hard work, the sleepless nights raising a family, the stress of paying bills, making decisions, showing up for everyone, the laughter, the losses, the quiet victories no one else saw. Your heart has beaten through it all. Your blood has kept flowing, keeping you upright, present, resilient. And now, in this season of life, when you finally have the time and space to enjoy what matters most, connection, closeness, love, you deserve to feel supported, not limited. These 4 fruits, red grapes, cranberries, papaya, cherries, they aren't magic pills, they aren't a cure-all, but they are something rare and powerful in today's world, a quiet revolution. They don't work with force, but with nourishment, not with noise, but with wisdom. They reach the places medications often can't, into the tiny vessels, the hormonal pathways, the emotional memory of what it feels like to desire and be desired. So I hope that what you take away from this is not just a grocery list. I hope you walk away with something stronger. A belief, a possibility. A reminder that it's not too late to feel better, to touch hands and feel that pulse of warmth, to wake up rested, clear-headed, hopeful, to look at your partner or yourself with a spark that you thought had faded, but never really left. Because here's the truth no one talks about. Age doesn't take everything from us. In fact, it gives us something back. a deeper capacity for love, a richer appreciation for connection, and a clearer sense of what really matters. And when your body feels nourished, when your circulation flows freely, when your hormones, emotions, and mind begin to sync again, your heart opens, your relationships heal, and your life begins to feel whole again. So if all you do tomorrow is toss a handful of grapes into your lunch, or blend a little papaya into your breakfast, or drop some cherries into a bowl beside your evening chair, know this: you're not just snacking, you're making a choice, a decision to live with intention, to care for your body not because it's broken, but because it still has so much to give. This is not the end of the road. It's the beginning of a new one, a path of renewed energy, restored closeness, and maybe a rediscovery of who you are beneath all the layers of time. You've spent a lifetime taking care of others. Now, it's time to take care of you, because you deserve to feel good again. You deserve joy. You deserve connection. And the most beautiful part? That journey doesn't begin with a prescription. It begins with a piece of fruit and a decision to believe that your best days might still be ahead. Let's reflect together. Now I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment and share one thing you've learned, or one thing you're going to apply starting today, whether it's adding cherries to your evening, or finally believing that you're not too old to feel amazing again. Let's support each other on this journey. If you found this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your feedback means a lot. I read every comment, and I'm here to grow alongside you. And please, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more powerful, life-changing content made with your golden years in mind. Thank you so much for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.